Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
And a very good evening to you and welcome to Newsline on location. Today we are up in the hills of Sri Lanka's hill country capital Kandy, and we're at the Victoria reservoir here, right on the edge of the reservoir, and a very unique event happening, although it's not that unique in the sense that it is happening today during this week for the 7th time. And of course it is the as you saw earlier on the clip, the Raid Amazons team are here, the challengers are here. It's a all-female adult challenge, and it's from France. They've been here 6 times before, and this is the 7th time this time round. And there's 250 challengers, all female, along with their support crew and so on, and must be doing great things to Governor Nandalal Weerasinghe, who's having this perennial problem almost of finding foreign exchange for Sri Lanka. All good and told, but let's talk to the person behind this whole thing in terms of Sri Lanka. And he's a well-known figure in the tourism industry in our country, and I think that Newsline would like really to ask him what inspired him to do this. Let's find out. He's of course Chandra Wickramasinghe, the man for the moment on tourism, but with a long history in tourism in Sri Lanka. Good day to you, Chandra Wickramasinghe.
Good day, Aibowan, bonjour.
Oh yes, of course, bonjour indeed. It's the 7th time. To me it sounds absolutely amazing, given Sri Lanka's various challenges over the years. How did you do it?
Well, because the organizer, Alexander Debani, he loves Sri Lanka. We also love Sri Lanka. We want to do not phototype tourism in Sri Lanka. We want to show the adventure, culture, people, everything together. These are just not sports to show that they can do boating, bike, cycling or canoeing or stuff like that. But we combine that into cultural sector too.
Excellent, thank you very much. And what do you think this has done to tourism in the face of the challenges we've had, especially in the last 3 years?
Yeah, last time media value of this was about 15 million euros that have been done. They have done about 432 articles about Sri Lanka, and so much of social media promotion behind this. So that's important. That's what the French market is going up day by day. Once we had about more than 100,000 French people, 2019. I think we want to reach that target very fast as possible. And Sri Lankan is operating 3 flights a week. So this is the way I think we should get European tourism back to Sri Lanka. And also you have to, I tell you, nothing is free here. We pay for everything. From escort to everything we pay, because this is an event which is very expensive to handle.
So it's doing marvelous things to the economy of our country.
Of course, I think this operation like this, they travel on Sri Lankan Airlines, so because the chunk of money is coming through the airfares. Plus, we have got 5-star hotels for them, Earth Regency, to stay about 9 days, plus all other facilities we are paying.
And is the sentiment high for everyone? Is everyone sort of clicking together?
Of course, first the team is very solid. They have about 61, and we have about another 100 people who are supporting the event. So it's fantastic, the team effort.
Thank you, Chandra Wickramasinghe. And I'm going to talk with Maxim Wickramasinghe, who's, I believe, responsible for finding all the tracks and so on, the technical bits. But we'll talk to him a bit later on those details. But Maxim, welcome to Newsline on location today. What do you think? How excited are you for Sri Lanka and its tourism?
I'm very excited. I think, so last year, we had the challenge in March when I think, some of the troubles were starting. And the fact that even with that, we were able to pull last year's event off perfectly and get another event on with the negative press this year. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very exciting, and it shows also that people still believe in Sri Lanka. People still believe that Sri Lanka can handle these type of events. And for me, it's just a start, because I think if you see the scale and, and what you can see in Sri Lanka, what you can offer to people, this is honestly just the start, and there's plenty more in the adventure tourism space that we can work on in Sri Lanka.
So it's almost like if there's a will, there's a way, because we've had fuel challenges and gas challenges and every challenge under the sun. But yet here we have 250 contestants or challenges and a great event. How much of these challenges in terms of fuel and all the other problems we've had has affected this, or has it not?
Well, I think in our sake, it's something that we try to handle behind the scenes. So I think the major thing is we try handle them, take them on head on, and find solutions. That's what we're here for. I mean, our team at Connaissance, we have an amazing team with me. Chanda, my dad, and everyone. We've been working hard because it's not easy. There's lots of challenges. We have to work with so many different government entities, and we take it head on, try and find solutions.
That about 1.1 million people left the country. Many people, perhaps your sort of age group. How good do you feel yourself that you are right here on the ground in Sri Lanka?
I mean, absolutely amazing. I think, just something that happened yesterday, at the end of in Galaha, we had some school children basically all dressed up in their national attires. And I think that's, for me, the feeling that this brings out is the happiness in the people and the excitement they feel when they see such an event coming into their part of town, which is not a place that usually is very accustomed to having, tourists. So I think it's the warmth, and that is something that for me is the most important, one of the most important things. And hopefully, that this event and what's happening can maybe, motivate some people to stay in Sri Lanka and, believe in Sri Lanka a bit.
Thank you very much, Maxime Wickramasinghe. We'll talk to you later on. We also have today on site here on the edges of the Victoria Reservoir here in the hill country capital of Kandy in Sri Lanka, the French ambassador to Sri Lanka, Ambassador Pacte. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And Ambassador, how excited are you for Sri Lanka and for its tourism, and to sort of mitigate all the challenges that our country has been facing? I'm sure you're familiar with those challenges.
I'm really very happy because I think it's no chance that the Red Amazon comes to Sri Lanka for the 7th time. This is because Sri Lanka is a perfect fit for adventure travel, and I really hope it's going to develop, and I think Red Amazon, with the visibility it provides, is a great opportunity to do that. And I talked to the participants yesterday, the French participants, and I can tell you they were so happy. They are so happy to be here. There is so much light in their eyes. And it really makes me happy as an ambassador to see that.
Thank you, Ambassador. I'd like to ask you, I know that in the last few days Sri Lanka has concluded a arrangement with the International Monetary Fund, yeah. And it looks like Sri Lanka is turning the corner. How kind of excited, or what's your take on that?
Well, we are very happy with the agreement at the IMF on the 20th of March, because I think it's a very good and very positive element once again to help Sri Lanka get back to economic growth. And France has been working hard to help foster an agreement between the creditors. We are one of the creditors. We are the secretary of the Paris Club. club. And we've been working hard in the past few months to provide early assurances and to help the other creditors provide assurances. So very happy to come to this agreement. And there are still steps to be taken, but we feel we can do it with the Sri Lankan government, and we will work hard to continue on this path and for the economic recovery of Sri Lanka. So you can count on the support of France and I'm sure the other creditors to help on this path.
Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for being on Newsline on location.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
Postal voting for the local government election delayed again. 7 state-owned enterprises including SLIC and Litrogas to undergo divestment process. Basil summons SLPP leaders and discusses ways to penetrate village for the election.
මේ පළවෙනිදා රැස්වීම සම්බන්ධව තමයි සාකච්ඡා තිබුණේ. ඒින බේරවලුණත් තියන්න පුළුවන්. මේ ගැටලුවන් ස්ටේජ් එකක් ගහලා. එච්චර අමාරු දේවල් නෙමෙයි අපේ පක්ෂේ.
Schools will be made an essential service if necessary, says President. Chinese fuel, US fertilizer and Indian eggs reach Colombo. Imported milk powder and fertilizer prices reduced.
23% for 2 months, 25% for 4 months. Valuable FD.
How does a government function without being accountable to the citizenry that it's supposed to protect the best interests of?
And so regardless of people's stances about the elections themselves, they're a basic condition for people participating in society.
Yes, all of those parties really need to make good decisions.
Yes, we are going through something, but it doesn't mean everything else is also gone. It's just something we have to build ourselves back from.
The People's Platform every Monday and Friday at 7:30 p.m. on TV1. Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
We are on the edges of the Victoria Reservoir, and I'm with the winners of the canoeing competition this morning with the Red Amazons Adult Challenge. Just to remind you, an all-female 250 challengers, and we are with the winners who are Marie and Charlotte. Let's start with Marie. How does it feel to have won?
I'm really happy because I love to do canoeing, and I'm really happy to do with Charlotte.
And Charlotte, is this your first time in Sri Lanka?
It's my first time, yes, exactly. I arrived a bit before doing Red Amazon to enjoy the countries, to visit a bit, to meet with people, and so I really had good time. Also to prepare for Red Amazon, for jet lag, and the difference of climate also. So good experience.
Excellent. And how do both you ladies and all the others, how do you keep fit for participating in this very physical challenge?
We did some training. We are part of a sport club in France, so to do a bit of running, swimming, biking, but canoeing, that was more, yes, it's a part. So
we're a partner with Grand Parc Méribel, Jonage, nearby Lyon in France, and we had a good lesson with Romeric and Emmanuel. But thank you to the Grand Parc Méribel.
So good teachers. Yeah. We had good teachers.
And Marie, is this your first time in Sri Lanka?
Yes, it was the first time.
Coming back?
Yes, sure. I would like to come back with my husband and my children.
Okay. And how challenging has it been? Has it been very, very challenging, or is it easy?
It's challenging. It depends. But I'm a challenger.
It's quite long. There's no. You need to canoe all the time. So the way to go was okay, but the way back, it's a lot of mental in your mind also to keep the movement. To say yes, we are almost there.
You're tired, but
you must continue.
Yeah.
Excellent. And are you likely to tell your friends back home in France that Sri Lanka was an amazing place?
Oh yes, of course, definitively yes. I will recommend my friends to come to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to Newsline on location, Marie and Charlotte from the Red Amazons team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
And you too. And we'll be joining some more contestants and joining them hopefully in their activities today. We're now joined on Newsline on location by two more members of the Red Amazon 2023 team here in Lake Victoria, in the Victoria Dam, the reservoir here in Kandy, up here. And here's Emmanuel and
Cécile.
Cécile. Our correspondent, my friend, Disal Kapuge from Newsfirst. He's the one who's normally here in this beautiful city in Kandy. So I thought I'd let him ask you the questions, because I'm going to get ready to get into a canoe and hopefully I won't fall over.
Oh yes, no, don't fall over.
No, is it easy to sit down?
Yes, sit down is not the problem.
No problem.
Rowing is the problem.
Rowing is the problem. Right, okay. Maybe you can join me on the canoe and you can show me?
Yes, I can help you. Maybe.
Oh, you can help me?
Yeah.
Excellent, isn't that lovely? How much do you love Sri Lanka then? Do you like Sri Lanka?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this your first time?
Yes, my first time. It's really wonderful.
Excellent. And what about you, Emmanuel?
Yes, it's a very beautiful country, and this is our first time for both of us, both in the Red Amazon and in Sri Lanka, and it's just amazing. We have beautiful landscapes, and the spots they have chosen for us to compete are just amazing.
So beautiful memories for you for the future. I'll let Disal Kapuge ask you some more questions then.
Thank you, Faraz. Now the route was 14 kilometers up and down, right? Yeah. So what was the hardest part, like on your way? Like what did you find difficult in this task?
The second part, because actually on the first part you're just like boosted and super motivated, but on the second part we were just like desperate to see the arrival, and we couldn't see it. It's a bit hidden, so it was really hard.
So have you done canoeing before? Do you have any experience in this?
Yes, we come from the Geneva Lake, actually. So we did some trainings, but this is definitely not the same temperatures and definitely not the same conditions. So whatever you train, it's not the same.
Now, Sri Lanka is known for being a tropical country, the heat and all that. How is it taken? Is it making it easier or harder?
It's really harder. Yeah, because it was -2 when we left our country. So, yes, it's a big difference, yes. So it's a big difference.
So would you, it's your first time at Red Amazon, is it?
Yes, for both of us.
Yes.
And you guys are a team, is it?
Yes.
Right, okay. All the best for the rest of the tour, and hope you have a great time in Sri Lanka.
Thank you, we will. Thank you.
Back to you, Faraz.
And we'll be coming to you with some more clips and coverage of this wonderful event here for the 7th time ever in Sri Lanka. I don't think that any other country has attracted the Red Amazons more than twice, I suppose, but Sri Lanka, this is the 7th time. An absolutely phenomenal achievement for all those involved, including, of course, Sri Lanka Tourism and Sri Lankan Airlines and the private company Conison Ceylon, who have all worked tremendously hard to make this happen and keep Sri Lanka on the global tourism map. We've got the main planner locally of the Raid Amazon different challenges in Sri Lanka, Maxim Wickramasinghe. Maxim, how difficult was it to start planning this?
Well, I mean, it's always challenging. I think, for me, the best part is finding the routes, because it takes you to certain places that you haven't never been to. So I work for NewslineSL agency, so we think we know Sri Lanka quite well, but this really pushes us out of our comfort zone to go and find these routes.
Right.
So we work a lot with local partners we have, local knowledge. We plot routes. It's not easy because safety comes first, logistics, and of course it has to showcase the best of Sri Lanka. So I think we've racked up quite a lot of kilometers on scooter bikes and different types of bikes going to all these places, because we really have to get the crowd away from the main roads,
right,
away from places where there can be safety issues, and to show the beautiful rural Sri Lanka that not many people, I would say, see.
What you're really saying, Maxim, is that you're on permanent holiday, aren't you?
Yeah, permanent holiday, but you get quite a bad back, I would say, from being on a scooter for a long time.
My colleague and the co-host of this show today, Disal Kapuge, will ask you some more questions on that. Disal, why don't you do the more technical bits?
Sure, thank you, Faraz. So Maxine, now I'm from Kandy myself, and yesterday you all took the Galaha route through Hantana, and then today over here the Victoria Reservoir. Now these are places that are kind of conspicuous to us, and we don't really think of them as these epic adventure trails. So what made you see the potential in it?
Well, I think, it's a lot of trial and error. So you really need to look at the possibilities where it's possible, the logistics, the safety aspects, as I said. And yeah, you just have to really spend a lot of time. Usually start around 7 in the morning, end at 6 and come back when it's dark on a scooter, just going and tracing, finding routes, going on maps. Doing it as much as we can, and until we can finalize, the right route. And it's not an easy job, but it's a very enjoyable job, because you get to meet some amazing people on the way, and you get to see some amazing sights as well.
And also for us, so like last time, now they had it in Sigiriya, right? So what made you pick Kandy for this time?
Yeah, so we really wanted to showcase the hill country side of Kandy. Hill country of Sri Lanka, show a bit of tea, show a bit of views and all of that. So that was really that, and we thought Kandy really needed also an event like this, because it really puts the destination on the map. So we've done Sigiriya before, we've done Pasikuda before. And I think the beauty in Sri Lanka is you can pick these different destinations that provide a different experience, and that's one of the reasons, because with Sigiriya we wanted to give a different experience, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do that.
And also for us, last time we were talking about how Kandy is a dead city after 8 p.m. Like everyone goes to sleep early, right?
But I think events like this really puts Kandy on the map, don't you think?
Do you think like Kandy could be positioned as like an adventure-prone city for tourists?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so much potential. I think especially on the route yesterday, being so close to Kandy from Hantana to Gala, I think that is a real phenomenal place. Even places like Pahala Kadugandava, which is so close by, Pinnavala a bit further away. But there's so much potential for Kandy, but I think there has to be a bit more awareness. For example, for today's canoe event, I think Lake Victoria could be an amazing place for adventure sports, but it's very hard to do it. You got to get a lot of approvals, to get these things done. So I mean, which is absolutely normal. But I think there's a lot more that can be done.
Can I ask a political question then? Would you think that would you like the Minister of Tourism to tear up a lot of the red tape and put it in his dustbin and open it all up and make it that much easier?
No, I think actually the Ministry of Tourism has provided us a lot of support. It's just, I think, especially when it comes to water bodies and things like that, there's so many different entities that have an ownership stake in it, which is totally normal. You have to conserve your environment, you have to conserve your water bodies, but I think you can also really use them and monetize them to make adventure tourism. And all I'm saying is I think hopefully this will be an eye-opener. I think Kandy being such a large city, there are a lot of sports enthusiasts, adventure sports enthusiasts. This could be an amazing place for, place to do canoeing, sailing. So many ideas that come to mind actually when you come here.
And also, before we wrap up, can you give us a quick brief on what we can expect in the next 7 days?
Yes, so tomorrow we're heading off to Ridhigama for a bike and run event. So they're actually in teams of 2 and 3. So they share a bike in between each other. So it's strategy plus, endurance and all of that come to play. So the Ridhigama head monk has been a tremendous support to us. He's a very avid lover, I think, of, promoting tourism and in the right way. And, there'll be amazing start tomorrow. He's organized a very traditional, almost a perahera of sorts, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And again, beautiful villagers, beautiful people coming along the way to help and cheer. Then the next day we have a treasure hunt in Kandy, which will be amazing as well. I think even the Dalada Maligawa have been a tremendous support, and we'll be showing a bit more of the Kandy temple that most tourists, I would say, go to. We'll be also showing, the Kandy market and the vibrant and the bustling nature of the city. And then we have a bicycle mountain bike ride in Pinnavala, which again quite also a bit challenging track. Usually we do 40 kilometers, but here we do 25 because of the terrain and the mountainous region there. And to finish off, I think one of my favorites, we have a trail run in Pahala Kadugannawa among some beautiful terrace paddy fields and some very, very lovely authentic villages as well, which I think it's going to be a treat for everyone.
And all the best for the rest of the journey. Back to you, Faraz.
Thank you very much, Maxim Wickramasinghe, for talking to Newsline on location. And this, of course, is Newsline on location in Sri Lanka's hill country capital, Kandy. And we're talking, whilst we're watching the archery going on with Red Amazon challenges, another group is actually playing cricket, but we thought it's a bit unusual for you to, and so we thought we'd show you a bit of the archery. And our cameraman Anra, who lives in Kandy, is going to be showing you a little bit of the archery. And we are also talking to Asanka, who is the general manager of the Earls Regency Hotel here in Kandy. Asanka, tell me, what does events like this mean to the tourism industry in general and into Kandy specifically?
Yeah, I must thank you and happy to be the partner of this event. And this is first time it's happened in Kandy. So what we wanted to tell to the audience or the world that we are ready to cater this kind of adventure events in Kandy. So we've been a hotel, we have been having all the facility to accommodate. So we are proud to have all the facilities available for them as their demand.
And is this a real welcome boost, especially after the challenges of COVID and economic crisis and so on?
Yeah, I must say that this is very important time, but we have got this group into the country, especially so we are struggling to bring the people into, to send the message, the perception of the country. We are safe and this is a country to be visited. So this gives us a huge boost in order to bring our right clients to our country. Especially I must thank the Connaissance also to be part and parcel of it, for us to bring the business and rely on our services and facilities, and we deliver our most best services for them.
Thank you, Asanka. Thank you very much. Let's take a closer look at the archery as we go along then. This is what we do on Newsline on location. Some of the most crazy things, all in the pursuit of the truth and Sri Lanka's history and Sri Lanka's potential. Thanks to the Rapid Amazon Challenge, the 7th time in Sri Lanka, which must be a record of sorts. 250 contestants this time, challenges, all female, from the Republic of France. I don't know who thought about this bit, because neither do I swim, nor do I know life-saving. But Chandra, who looks after these things, has assured me that everything will be fine. And this might be the end of Newsline from me. But in case it is not, I'd like to wish you all good night, take care, and God bless you.